Oh my God.
So I'm like, man, I'll take you in the back and make you cry, like make you scream, dude. Like, what are you talking about? But if I make it, we even. So I'm like, oh, all right. So I shoot. I make it. Boom. He shot. He missed. Bam. I said, so you got me 100? And he was like, bet. I'm like, all right. So I shot. I make it. He shot. He make it. So I'm like, you still owe me 100?
Yeah.
And so he like, no, we even. I'm like, I start laughing. I'm like, dude, you owe me 100.
And in response to Floyd Mayweather's recent words in which he tried to challenge Crawford to a fight, Terence Crawford went after him again in a live interview. He called Floyd a clout chaser and a boxer who would give him easy money. Floyd doesn't have any money and is trying to ruin my biggest win so that he can get another big payout for his lavish lifestyle. I also don't want easy money. It's clear that he's past his prime when you see his shows.
Opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because
He also talked about how unlikable Floyd was and how he tried to steal the show from him after his big win over Canelo. He then said Floyd isn't a good example for boxers to follow because his life outside of fighting isn't worth it, especially for younger boxers. There is now a new contender after Terence Crawford's dominant showing over the weekend, which saw him beat Canelo Alvarez and become the sole super middleweight champion. There are, however, no Crawfords to want to fight. Floyd Mayweather is going to fight Crawford, the three-division undisputed champion, after a long break from boxing. Mayweather is a 5-division world winner and a boxing Hall of Famer.
The ball, and this dude just come over there and like bet 100. I'm like, what? He like bet 100. Bet 100 on what? He like shot for shot, bet 100. So I'm like, so I make it, you give me the part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
What do you want to see?
Floyd didn't say anything about the fight or back Terence but Crawford before it happened. He only showed his betting slip and the money he won after Crawford won, when he could have done the same thing before the fight. When it was time to call Crawford out, he went back to social media, but Crawford replied that he was crazy and drunk.
now,
How do you beat Floyd though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
you think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
Ilya Topuria could knock out Bud Crawford on first contact. Is there any truth to it? Why is it always the MMA guys gotta go box? It doesn't sell. James Toney and the UFC lost a whole bunch of money with it. If Ilya Topuria really could beat up Terence Crawford, why didn't he go into boxing? Ilya is our champion. After seeing Conor, who could not make an amateur Olympic team.
This happened after something else happened on Saturday night, the night of the fight. Topuria didn't like it when Crawford walked into the ring while playing Conchin del Mariachi from the movie Desperado. Topuria does the same thing when he walks into the cage. Although Crawford, 37, didn't agree with the comparison at the press conference after the fight, the UFC lightweight champion took issue with it and reacted on social media. He calls me drunk first and then listens to my songs. If you want to reply to a post on X, tap it. Crawford, let me show you how to dance that mariachi in the ring whenever you want. Canelo, I'll save you for after him.
When I looked at it, he came out in the southpaw stance and he took Canelo's jab away from him. As you know, if you take a fighter's jab away from them, then it's hard for them to really land. You force them to use one shot, and he forced them to use his backhand, his rear hand. Crawford was ready for the loop in the right hands. Crawford was ready for the body shot.
The song out and performed tonight. I got Mexicans and Latinos on my side as well, so.
Did you know Ilya Topuria walks out to that song in the UFC?
You said what?
Ilya Topuria walks out to that song in the UFC.
Did he? Oh, good for him.
Crawford not only laughed off Topuria's new tries, but he also called him a clout chaser who isn't as good as Conor McGregor. On Monday's Ariel Helwani show, Crawford said, I definitely think he's trying to clout chase. He might come with me to the ring for the fight check, I think. That's the reason we do it. I don't know what he's doing, though. That guy's thoughts are cloudy to me. I don't see any reason to talk. Crawford then said that he had never seen Topuria fight and was confused as to why the UFC champion hadn't said that he wanted to fight him when they met a few months ago at the UFC Performance Institute in Las Vegas. He came over to shake my hand and asked, "What's up with me?" when he saw me at the UFC. Crawford said, I didn't even know who he was.
Crawford stated, I don't know who he is. Ilya's mad. It works every time, and Ilya went crazy. Ilya's just, you don't know who I was. I met you at this. When Ilya responds with truth, when he brings the receipts and the facts, that's what you do when you're angry.
Then I see him online talking about how he'll beat me in the first round and other things. Sure. You could have said, hey, man, I want to fight you. What's up? That's not true. Crossover fights between boxing and mixed martial arts have made money for both sides. But Crawford said he didn't see any worth in a fight with El Matador and said it had nothing to do with the big fight between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Conor McGregor in 2017. How much money would I make if I fought him? Tell me how much it will benefit me to fight him, Crawford asked. He's not even close to being as good as Conor McGregor. Let's be honest, put it down. Don't even bring up Conor. Just like I said before, I don't know this person. This guy has never fought before. I also watch a lot of MMA. Could be that I'm falling.
None of it. He's like,
Who the f is that guy?
he's not on my level. He's not on Conor McGregor's level. What the hell is going on? I mean, come on, let's be honest. Jake Paul's fighting Gervonta Davis. If that can happen, or him fighting Mike Tyson, if there's a world that we live in where that can go down and get watched by millions of people on Netflix.
Maybe he can fight well. I'm not sure. I've never seen this guy fight. Though, I've also seen Conor McGregor fight a lot. Don't say they're on the same level. It didn't take the UFC star long to answer. He did it by making a bold guess about how their made-up fight in the ring would go. You say you like MMA, but you have no idea who I am. Interesting, Topuria said on X's, when we first met, you told me good luck with my fight this week. Your memory is going away, and soon enough so will your chin. I will speak for the whole MMA community. When someone fights a pound-for-pound brawler, they are really fighting.
Conor was always willing to risk it. Ilya, I believe, is willing to risk it. Ilya versus Crawford. Am I wasting my time talking to you guys about that? Maybe not. There's not yet something here, but there's not nothing here.
But, as bravely stated by fellow boxer Shocker Stevenson not long ago, Terence Crawford could be the first boxer to beat an MMA fighter at his own game. In his conversation with Ariel Helwani, Shocker Stevenson said some things that caused a lot of debate. He was sure that the boxing king would beat Topuria in the octagon. The boxing star says that Crawford's history of wrestling since he was a child in Nebraska shows that he has the necessary grappling skills to fight in mixed martial arts.
I gotta leave Bud alone. I think Bud Crawford is just different. In a boxing ring with him, bro, you're not gonna last more than one round, I don't think. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets in the UFC and beat the out of some guys too, because he got a great wrestling background.
That guy seems odd to me. Topuria is not as big as Bout. I have no doubt that he would do it. I don't think it would be strange if they fought MMA and Bud choked or put him out. Because Crawford used to wrestle, it wouldn't surprise me if Stevenson made the bold claim that Crawford might give up to Pura if they ever fought under MMA rules. This may sound like typical fighter shit talk, but his confidence shows that he really believes Crawford's athleticism and wrestling background will help him do well in cage fighting.
Obviously, it was a great show today. I was curious about your entrance, how you came to choose that song in particular to walk out to.
Well, you know, it was part of my outfit. The outfit was inspired by the movie Desperado. As you seen, I had the guitar and everything, and my great childhood friend, Rosendo Robles, he was the one that, you know, carried the song out.
Terence Crawford had the goddamn audacity to walk out to Ilia Topuria's walkout song. I mean, what on earth is going on? How dare he? That is Ilia Topuria's song, okay? Ilia Topuria took exception to this in a very big way, and now these two are going back and forth. They are talking shit, and Crawford ain't having none of it.
Former two-division UFC champion Daniel Cormier doesn't think it's likely to happen, and his reasoning is solid. Cormier doesn't think Topuria is as big of a star as McGregor yet. Besides that, he said that Mayweather and Fury could take McGregor and Ngannou, which would make the fights look like they were competitive. DC doesn't think Crawford would act like that in the ring. Conor's decision to fight Floyd Mayweather for so long was probably some of the most surprising things I have seen in combat, he said on the Good Guy and Bad Guy show. As long as Francis Ngannou fought Tyson Fury, it was one of the most surprising things I've seen in fight sports.
How did that feel to hear that from someone like him?
I just was like, well, you know, it's his personal opinion. He was in the ring with both of us, so a lot of people, you know, they can say what they want, but he's actually been in the ring with both of us. one where he felt like he was at the best.
Anthony Joshua beat Tyson Fury in the same way I thought he would. But I also think that Floyd Mayweather and Tyson Fury can make sure that someone can stay in there with them for as long as they need to make it look competitive and make you feel good about it. Ilya wants to be like McGregor, but to be successful, he needs to be famous, which he isn't. Cormier thinks that Crawford would be better off if he fought Topuria. He said, "I think that's what's going to stop him from getting the fight." But for Terence Crawford, who has spent his whole career looking for big chances, could a fight with Ilia Topuria be the next big thing?
UFC world, Ilia Topuria says that if you guys ever boxed, he would knock you out based on the first punch.
That dude drunk, Hey, a lot of MMA guys, they drink a lot, so he must have been on that alcohol that day.
He also said, because if Terence Crawford doesn't fight Ilia Topuria, that person will bring him more new fans. There are more legs to it than there usually would be, especially since Bud likes the UFC and knows Ilia Topuria. He had the option to sell him, but he didn't. Michael Casa told MMAJunkie.com that he doesn't like the idea of the dream fight. Even though Topuria, sure he can beat a new undisputed super middleweight king in a boxing ring, without a doubt not. Chia said,
I'm betting my money on anybody who mother used to go outside and pay kids money to beat her son up. I'm paying y'all real cash money to beat my son, and nobody got the money. I'm betting on that guy.
You betting on that guy?
After the fight between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, we lost him. That's not what Zuffa fighting is for. It would be pretty much like pulling Topuria up into that spot. It sounds like they do that all the time. It's possible for anything to happen. The main difference between Floyd and Crawford is that Floyd was much better at promoting a fight than Crawford was.
Big star, UFC, Ilia Topuria, and fight with the #1 boxer right now. If you can do that, why not do that?
We did see Francis Ngannou versus Anthony Joshua.
And you think Topuria can fight with him?
I don't. You asked me straight up, I do not think so, because Crawford is not going to enter a fight like...
He knew how to take jabs, make fun of people, and sell his brand a little, but talks about his business because he can really fight. He's just great. Floyd was too. Ilia is not a Conor either. That was something really special. That was the worst thing Conor McGregor could say. That really was the best. It was fun. It's not that Topuria isn't fun. The difference is that he doesn't have Conor's sharp tongue. Two people from different worlds must say the things that get everyone's attention for that fight to happen. Dana White, the CEO of the UFC, has made it clear that he doesn't want his athletes to mess around with the sweet signs. In 2017, White made one exception. He set up Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. White has not changed his mind, even though he has recently tried to learn more about boxing marketing.
Poirier goes out and tweets, if I were to face Terence Crawford in boxing, I would put him to sleep. Now, this was after Terence Crawford went on the Nelk Boys podcast. Kyle said, who do you think the best boxer in the UFC is? Have you seen Ilya? He goes, oh no, it's easily Cody Garbrandt.
Have you seen Topuria? Have you seen his fights recently?
I watch a lot of MMA, but I've never seen this guy fight. Hey everyone, but says it's not worth his time. But, guys, Ilya is currently ahead. He wins because he makes him talk about himself. A lot of times, when Terence Crawford talks about Ilya, she wins. Once more. That brings us what?
You have interest in fighting him.
For what?
Money.
What money would I get out of fighting him? Tell me how much I'm gonna get out of fighting him.
Floyd made a lot, obviously, to fight Conor.
He's not nowhere near on the level of Conor McGregor. Let's be real, stop it. Don't ever compare him to Conor. Conor was...
Former UFC champion and Hall of Famer has also told Terence Crawford not to meet Ilia Topuria, but turned things around last Saturday by beating Canelo Alvarez, the current super middleweight champion, by majority decision. This led to rumors that the two might fight each other. Crawford walked into Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas for the fight that was shown on Netflix to Antonio Banderas's El Matador. This is the same song that Topuria plays at UFC fights. Fans of both sports couldn't help but see it that way, even though the Omaha native later said that the music he chose was meant to honor Banderas rather than insult Topuria.
Recently?
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Cody got them hands.
Obviously, Ilya, that's probably maybe ignited a beef, and Terence Crawford is wrong. Ilia Topuria is the best boxer in the UFC. Does this eventually set up an Ilya into boxing? If Ilya...
Like, you're not gonna see a wild part of the fight. Crawford was just going to be too clean, too smooth, too fast, and just keep him at distance the whole time, 36 minutes. They wouldn't even sanction a 12-round fight for Ilia Topuria. He's never fought 36 minutes.
After beating Alvarez, Crawford didn't seem to have much left to do in boxing, which has led to more rumors about a possible super fight. Crawford may be tempted to take on Topuria, a lucrative fight now that his career is coming to an end. In the past few years, big fights like Floyd Mayweather vs. Conor McGregor and Tyson Fury vs. Francis Ngannou have used the crossover approach and won big. Michael Bisping, a former UFC middleweight champion, told Crawford not to take the fight because of the money. He said that taking the fight could ruin Crawford's future.
Real wrestlers on some everyday shit. Cause Bud looked bigger than that guy. He got longer arms. I wouldn't be surprised come fight night if they do an MMA fight, if Bud done knocked him out sleep or choked him.
Crawford answered a question about whether he should fight Topuria. Bisping argued very strongly that it was not. I think the money in his pocket was worth about $50 million. Without a doubt, Terence Crawford had a great career. He has never lost and is 37 years old. He doesn't need to go after money fights. It's not necessary for him. In reaction to the proposed match, Bisping said that he had turned down a crossover fight with social media star Jake Paul after leaving the octagon. Crawford didn't want to hurt his reputation by going to war with Ilia Topuria. For instance, I turned down Jake Paul's offer to fight me a few years ago. I had a great job history. I won the race. I wasn't going to bring myself down by fighting Jake Paul lately. I'm not sure. Man, Cody grabbed them. Ilia. It's clear that has caused a fight. Terence Crawford is also wrong. He is the best boxer in the UFC. Does this finally get Ilia ready to fight? You won't see any crazy parts of the fight if Ilia likes you. Crawford was going to be too smooth, clean, and quick, so he would always be ahead of him. 36 minutes. They wouldn't even let Ilia Topuria have a 12-round fight. That's how long he's never fought before. Even though Topuria is well known and respected in mixed martial arts, beating the adopted Spanish fighter would not help the American's fighting history. Also, Crawford hasn't done enough MMA training, so a fight between him and El Matador under the UFC banner would almost likely end quickly. A fight between Ben and Topuria wouldn't be hard to set up since UFC CEO Dana White is already very active in boxing from promoting Crawford's win over Alvarez. But it might not be good for either man's job. Chael Sonnen, on the other hand, thinks that Topuria and Conor McGregor have something in common that could lead to a fight with Crawford. Ilia is ready to fight anyone. He's ready to really risk it. Sonnen said that this was the most important thing for Conor. What Conor did was unique, and many people tried to copy it, but they missed what Conor was doing. Conor was ready to risk it. Sonnen went on.
For sure. I've seen Conor McGregor fight a lot of times. It's night and day. You know it's night and day. Don't ever try to say they on the same level. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? We're not talking about that. Tell that guy to, keep up the good work in his career.
He would say the words, then cut the commercial and walk away. That kind of guy is rare. He was always ready to risk things. I think Ilia is ready to risk everything. Collins versus Ilia. Is it pointless for me to talk about it with you? Not sure. Not sure. That's all there is to it now. As soon as new boxing stories, moments, events, and actions happen, we post about them on our YouTube channel. Make sure that alerts are turned on so that you know when we post good stuff like this. Goodbye until next time.